friends. Welcome back to Simply Social Podcast. We are really excited to share some new news with you. We have moved. C Squared Social has moved offices. It's been a very busy week for us. Moving over to the new space, as many of you know, our team is rapidly growing and we finally have a new HQ. So turns out moving offices is actually 10 times harder than moving a home. And really, honestly, I was here all weekend giving my recommendations on, where to put the plants and where to position the espresso machine, the really important parts about moving in an office. No, my team, kudos to them. They have been amazing at really doing all of the heavy lifting, getting us into our new space. So office tour to come. We will definitely showcase the office for you. But if you haven't seen it yet, you can always check out our Instagram page. I think we've got some Instagram stories with a little sneak peek on our new spaces. So go pop over there and go check it out. And we'll have a new office tour for you coming shortly. But speaking of the gram, today we are talking about all things Instagram. Definitely my favorite social media platform. I am fully addicted, definitely spend too much time on it, but I love it for so many different reasons. And it is the one topic that gets brought up so often around here. I have clients asking me all the time, is Instagram the right platform to be marketing on? And do my customers or do my buyers, do they really spend time on Instagram? And to that question, I refer to my handy dandy Instagram fact sheet. So let's go over this. There are 1 billion monthly active Instagram users. That's a lot. And over 70 of those users are actually active on Instagram every single day. Instagram has 58 times more engagement per follower than a Facebook user. So that would mean somebody is more likely to engage with your ad, whether they're commenting, they're going to a link, they're following through with a lead form, they're really engaging. And they say too that an estimated 71% of businesses are actually on Instagram now. And people have gone from spending 29 minutes to 58 minutes a day on Instagram. I know that I'm in that higher category there. They say that 80% of the users follow multiple business accounts. And 70% of those users have purchased a product off of Instagram. Guilty. It's the fastest growing social platform, and it's the platform that receives the most engagement. So to that question, my answer is yes. 100 times yes. It is a platform that you should be marketing on. If you have a product to market, a product to sell, Instagram has an audience to target. And don't even get me started on Instagram stories, because I love Instagram stories. If you haven't been on it, I highly encourage you to go check it out. I like to think of Instagram stories as kind of like this continual conveyor belt of consumption. I know for me, if I'm like checking out a friend's page and I want to see a cute picture of their puppy, next thing I know, I'm looped into like 40 Instagram stories. I've seen maybe 10 advertisements. I've probably swiped up to try to purchase a product. Maybe I filled out a lead form to learn about the new med spa that's in my area. And next thing I know, I have no idea where 45 minutes of my life just went. So that's kind of how Instagram stories works. It's this very kind of addictive user behavior that makes it the perfect platform for you to be marketing on. And the one thing I love about Instagram that is so unique and so different than any other platform is that it really provides a way for you to have a whole brand story, to really give a visual about your brand. Different than, say, Google Analytics, where, you pay per click or PPC. You've got a little snippet of text to try to catch somebody's attention. Through Instagram, you have such a unique opportunity to visually capture your audience. So with that being said, it is extremely crucial to have great graphics on Instagram. If you're gonna do Instagram, you need to do it the right way. And a couple tips for that. So I would say I always recommend that anybody who's going to be on Instagram is really utilizing motion graphics. Very important tool. If a motion graphic, will give you an example, is something that has like a moving element. So if you've been on Instagram or seen some Instagram stories of brands that are really doing it well, one comes to mind is Starbucks. I know their holiday season, they had, I think it was a polar bear that was in like a globe, and it had like this snow falling, and it was so like eye-catching, and you can't not look at it. You want to click on it, you want to engage. So that would be an example of a motion graphic, something where maybe the logo is animated in, or there's a couple moving slides. And on average, they tend to get more engagement through motion graphics. So typically, we see that a motion graphic gets 2 to 3 times more engagement than just, say, a still ad or a still image. So I highly recommend that you try to build in some graphics into your Instagram marketing plan. And again, this is kind of sort of a two-part discussion. So our next podcast, we're actually interviewing our creative director, Patrick Wynn. He's coming onto the podcast to talk a little bit more about the trends that he's seeing on Instagram, what is performing the best, what's working the best in the creative space, and we'll get more tips and tricks from him. So stay tuned for our next episode. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Come say hello and be the first to be notified about new episodes on the Simply Social podcast. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next time on Simply Social.